Hello friends, welcome to Squaird Plans, where creative planning and organization comes to life. I'm Stephanie, and today we'll be showing you how I'm using my planner to review and manage my monthly goals. This setup will continue my goal setting series for this year, explaining how to use a planner to achieve your goals in a fun and functional way. So let's get planning. This year, I decided to use this hourly layout happy planner to manage and achieve my goals. This planner has a goals overview setup put in between the monthly view and the weekly views. So that's mainly where I do a lot of my goal planning, and I'll be showing you how I'm using that now in my planner currently. To begin, I went ahead and designed out a review page for my goals. I decided not to use the original goals page setup for this, instead keeping it separate there on the currently page so that I could easily review each month and utilize this page to its fullest. As you can see, on the left side is my January goal setup on that very first overview page. And what I did is I just used a few stickers to cover up the review section. So I'll be reviewing my January goals here on the currently page that I've already pre-set up with some prompts to help me get things started. The first prompt is to write down the wins for the month. The first main goal I had was to complete a website for my class. So that actually got done. I achieved that goal, and so I'll write that in as a win. I also am working out more frequently, which is going towards my health goal. I also had 2 fun days with my friend out and about, so that's going for my personal goal of having more experiences. So what is working for me so far in the month? Dedicating time for deep work goals has been very successful, along with scheduling out the week in advance, so that I know where my time is going and plan out time for the goals that I want to achieve. Also, focusing on goals tasks in chunks has been helpful, clumping them together so I have time devoted to those goals all at once, and creating task lists for each week so I know what I want to achieve by week's end. So what is not working? Adjusting for the unexpected. That has not been going so well, along with motivating myself to meal plan. That is not going well at all. Having enough downtime. I feel like I am busy all the time, so it'd be nice to have more time just to kind of chill. And then also that I'm not really seeing any weight loss progress. So the lessons that I learned and the adjustments that I'll make is to schedule in my meal prep time. I didn't do that at all last month, so I'm going to try to do that this month. Find some reward or motivation to help me on my workouts. Involve my husband in the date night planning. And working smarter during the video production time. So this is really good to review your goals, see what is working, see how you can improve. And also it sets me up going into the goal setting for February, which is what we're going to tackle next. I also have a few things that I know are coming up for next month, so I'm going to go ahead and put that there on that review sheet as well, so I can reference those as I set up my goals for February. You can kind of see how I use the January pages there real quick. I'll be doing something very similar for my February setup, so we'll move on to that now. Just going to go ahead and take out my pages here. I do have my social media schedule on the back side, so I will do that a little bit off camera. I went back and forth whether I was going to decorate this or not, but I'm deciding that I am going to decorate it just slightly. That added bit of color really did help bring me back to my goals pages and interested in looking at them a little bit more. So even though I didn't do much last month, I want to do a little bit more this month. Again, just kind of bring some life and some color into this spread. So I already pre-planned what I was going to do. I'm using some happy planner stickers, some narrative hues, overlay inks, and just some highlighters. Most of these stickers came from the Cool to Be Kind sticker book as far as the color scheme and the quote. And then I grabbed some colorful boxes from the 2 colorful boxes, sticker books I showed earlier. And I'll just quickly set this guy up so you guys can see how I'm going to be covering up things and repurposing this again for the 4 goals that I'll be tracking on this spread. I'm going to put in this quote here right in the center as a little bit of incentive. It says dream, believe, achieve. So that'll be a nice way to get me focused in on my goals here. I'm also adding in just a small little bit of decor here with this purple pencil to tie in with the color scheme. And I pulled the entire color scheme from this one quote. A little bit of an unusual color combination, but I kind of like it. I like the bold orange, and then the addition of the green and the purple I think will work well. So I'm covering up the review boxes, like I said, those 2 bigger boxes on the right-hand side. And then I'm just kind of matching up the styling this month on the left-hand side in the actual goal setting boxes. So for my first goal of the month, I am going to focus in now on designing out my portfolio. This goal is one that I actually created a Kanban board for. So if you didn't see that video, I will link it below in the description. And I'll be using that to help me through the progression of this goal. But I'm going to set myself to design all of the prototype pages for this month, and then to complete my quarterly goal, I'll be finishing out in March the rest of the website. So I'm breaking down the process a bit into monthly segments. I am going to take the time that I used for that class and designing that final project and transfer that into my portfolio website building, which I think should work just fine. It should be the perfect transition and give me enough time to finish what I hope to finish by quarter's end. I'm just going to quickly add in a few bullet points here on the right-hand side for my other 2 goals, and then go back to the goal setting. I'm going to go ahead and put in the category for each goal here. I've got this goal for my portfolio website to be a professional goal. Then I'll have a business goal, which is not part of my quarterly setup, which I'll show you guys now. So as you can see in my quarterly setup, I have 3 main goals that I'm focused on for the quarter that I want to get done. But I am adding in some smaller goals from my vision board as I see they can be fit in each month. The big main 3 are there on my quarterly goals page, but again, I'm adding in smaller goals as I can each month. One of them will be designing more for my Etsy shop, which I've been meaning to find time for. So I'm going to try to be methodical about it and add in more time to do inserts and add to my shop, which is one of those goals. I'm not going to overwhelm myself. This is kind of like a minor goal in comparison to the goal above. So I'll usually have one really large, deep work goal, and then this smaller goal that I can fit in where I can. And then on the right-hand side, I have 2 of my other quarterly goals, but they are also not quite as big as my very first goal. I'm doing some focus here on my health, so I have my health goal of losing 5 pounds body weight, and then my personal goal, which is to have 3 or more experiences this month, going towards my goal of having 10 experiences for the quarter, working through that goal slowly but surely. So I have my main goals set in, and now I'm going to break them down into smaller chunks that I can do on a weekly basis. The first goal of designing all of my prototype pages for my portfolio site will be to devote 4 hours of designing time on Sundays to the task. I'll also spend 2 hours of designing time on Wednesdays and utilize that Kanban board to track my progress. For my smaller business goal, I'll be splitting each of the weeks into small focus weeks for each part of the process of developing a new insert. Each week I'll focus on one of those tasks, including ideation, creation, listing it, and then promoting that new listing. And then I'll devote at least 2 hours a week on completing each one of those smaller focus areas of development. I'll also try to work on the project while I'm having some downtime. That way I'll be able to fit it in with my busy schedule. Next, we'll focus in on my health goal and breaking that down into smaller action items. I will try to meal plan and prep each week, and I'll be devoting 2 hours on Mondays to that process. I'll also try to lift more, devoting 3 days a week, and also 3 days to cardio. And then for more of a nutrition-based focus, I'll be looking to eat 80 grams of protein or more each day. That should help cut back on the amount of sugar and carbs that I am eating and keep me full. So for my last goal, my personal goal, to have more experiences, I will be trying to plan a date night every other week with the hubs, and I have that scheduled in for Saturday nights. I'll be scheduling it in each week so that I have it defined and already mapped out in my weekly plan. And then I'll also try to reach out more to friends that I don't see very often to create more experiences that will be beneficial and fun to do. So I have that all set up, that goals page. So my next step in the process is to set up the tasks that I'll be doing each week as the week is coming up. I'll do this process before the week begins. I'll start off each week looking at what I need to get done in my goals, adding that to my task list, and then also reviewing the things that need to be done that week. And that should help me schedule out my week properly with enough time to get everything done. For the first week of February, I'll be focusing in on the goals here of my portfolio, but I know I also will have some freelance work and then also video production. Portfolio will be top of mind, but I will also be adding in those smaller goals as well and carving out time each of the days I've set aside for goal achievement. Monday, as I mentioned in my health goal, I'll be meal prepping, so I want to make sure I schedule that in. On Tuesday, I am going to deal with some Etsy branding updates that I've been needing to do from the previous month that didn't quite get done. So I'll schedule that in this first month and hopefully achieve that goal that was lingering over from January. I also have on Wednesday, I need to carve out at least 2 hours to work on my portfolio. On Thursday, I know I'm going to have more freelance, so I need to set aside time for that, a couple of hours. And on Sunday, again, my portfolio, those 4 hours I'll need for that. I'll also need to film and post this goals video, which is already scheduled in, along with filming and voicing my Plan With Me video, editing and posting my Plan With Me video as well, and then prepping for my live flip through. So those are all things that I know is going to be needed for the upcoming month. And I'm adding a little bit of highlighter in here just to bring, again, some color to this area, but it's mainly a functional space. I'll be repeating this process each week as the week approaches, reviewing my goals and setting up the tasks involved in achieving those goals. So finally, I will schedule all of those processes in, and I've already did this week. I like to schedule in the time where I think everything is going to go based off of that task list, and then fill in the blanks where needed. So this is all, again, part of my goal setting process, but it's also part of my scheduling of my day. And I can go more into that if that is of interest for you. Just let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see me scheduling out my hourly schedule each week. So that is it, friends. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up down below. Also, too, go ahead and leave me a comment if you'd like to get in touch, and think about subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, if you'd like to see more of my videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and we'll see you next time. Bye!